Did you know the ancient Greeks were terrified of zombies? No, I'm not kidding. If you're a fan of all things spooky and historical, smash that like button and subscribe because you're in for a treat. Let's dive into the 5 spookiest facts about ancient Greece you probably never learned in school. First up, their intense fear of the undead. The Greeks genuinely believed that the dead could rise from their graves to harm the living. They called these restless spirits Rykalakas, which is basically the ancient Greek version of a zombie or vampire. To prevent this, they would often take extreme measures. Archaeologists have found skeletons pinned down with heavy rocks or even with daggers driven through their feet and chests. They believed this would physically restrain the deceased, ensuring they stayed right where they belonged, 6 feet under. So, the next time you watch a zombie movie, remember, the Greeks were way ahead of us on that particular nightmare. Next, let's talk about haunted real estate. If a house was believed to be haunted, the Greeks didn't call a priest or an early version of the Ghostbusters. Their solution was much more permanent. They would simply seal the building up forever. Doors and windows were bricked over, and the location was abandoned, left to crumble. Pliny the Younger, a Roman author, even wrote a famous ghost story about a philosopher who bravely spent the night in a haunted house in Athens to confront the spirit of a chained old man. But for most people, if a ghost moved in, it was time to move out and make sure no one else could ever move in again. It was the ultimate nope in property management. Now, for something you'd never expect, beans. To us, they're just a side dish. To the ancient Greeks, particularly the followers of the philosopher Pythagoras, beans were incredibly creepy. They believed beans contained the souls of the dead. Seriously, this is why Pythagoreans were forbidden from eating beans or even walking through fields of them. The connection might have been due to their shape or perhaps the less than pleasant side effects of eating them, which they might have likened to the breath of the underworld. It's said that Pythagoras himself chose death over crossing a bean field while fleeing his enemies. Imagine being that committed to avoiding a legume. Let's move on to something truly wince-inducing. Ancient Greek surgery. While they made incredible advances in medicine, their surgical procedures were, by today's standards, utterly terrifying, with no real anesthesia beyond wine or opium and a very limited understanding of germs. Going under the knife was a huge gamble. One of the most common and riskiest procedures was trepanation, drilling a hole into the skull. They did this to treat head injuries, epilepsy, and even migraines, believing it would release evil spirits or relieve pressure. While some patients surprisingly survived, as evidenced by healed skulls, the process itself was brutal. It was a world where a headache could lead to someone taking a drill to your head. No, thank you! Finally, let's talk about their monsters. We all know about the Minotaur and Medusa, but some Greek monsters were terrifyingly specific. Take the Empusa, for example. She was a shape-shifting female demon who served the goddess Hecate. She was known to have one leg made of bronze and the other of a donkey. Her favorite pastime, seducing young men, especially travelers sleeping alone, and then devouring them. Another delightful creature was the Lamia, a child-eating demon who was once a beautiful queen. After her own children were taken from her, she roamed the earth, filled with envy, and stole the children of other mothers. These weren't just big, scary beasts. They were psychological horrors, preying on specific human fears of loneliness, seduction, and the loss of family. And there you have it, 5 chilling facts that reveal the darker, spookier side of ancient Greece. From zombie pinning to soul beans and brain drilling, their world was filled with just as much terror as it was with beauty and wisdom. Which fact did you find the creepiest? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching! And don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the spooky side of history. See you next time!